so we got a couple COVID news breakouts today. A lot happening already. Kind of want to be careful with today though. Thursdays or Fridays tend to often just be a lot about a red start that turns into a nice green day. I've also got my Thinkorswim app open from TD Ameritrade. Bought COCP here. I got in at 133, hoping to sell it at 155. There's been news on a couple of these things today, so let's take a look at that. Let's see. So right here I posted things for today. We're going to be watching LMND, Facebook, MU, Ford, because it really did well on those earnings. And if you haven't heard, Ford has a wonderful electric car coming out. One of the best sellers in America is now coming out as an electric car. So once that's about to be released, that's obviously going to be big news. RKT on an uptrend. Dropbox, AMD, Starbucks, and Apple also looking for some option plays with them as usual. I've been doing a lot more option calls, so that's where the extra plays are. We also saw the news today. So for both COCP as well as VXRT, we have some big breaks coming out. I didn't get a chance to pick up VXRT. It kind of moved too quickly for me, but it's at 919 now. Still looks like there's going to be space on it to grow. And yeah, COCP's kind of been lingering around that 1.35 area. I'm hoping it breaks through all the way to 2. But I have a limit sell ready to sell it if it hits 1.5 on my Thinkorswim app on the other monitor right here. So let's see how that goes. But yeah, both of them had new breakouts regarding the COVID stuff. Yeah, NOAV I've been keeping an eye on as well, looking at it right here. Nanovibronics has been popping ever since it did its thing with the syringe that vibrates. It's definitely got like a funny aspect to it, as that little vibrator thing to it. But yeah, you know, it's been kind of jumpy. It's been kind of jumpy. If you picked it up at 0.72 and were able to sell it at like 250 or something over here, that was the big day right there. After that, it's kind of been on a downwards trend. Then here it's been picking up again throughout yesterday. What it'll do today, I'm not too sure, but you know, like if you wanted to day trade it, you can definitely pick it up and have like simple, not too far-fetched price targets to go for. COCP, at least for now, it's pointing up. I'm hoping it'll make it to 1.5 and then get that off. Let's see, where else was I now? Okay, so NNVC was actually mentioned by one Ali over here in the chat, and they're pretty hot. They're pretty hot. I checked them out. They have a lot of nanomedicine they do, which is definitely a big up and coming thing lately. A lot of companies are looking to invest into nanomedicine because that's kind of the new thing, right? Like you have things that are, it's almost like the movies and the animated cartoons used to be back in the day, where you literally ingested something that is going into your body, going throughout your body, and then killing things. So you know, they have little nanoparticles that basically explore and kill viral particles. So you know, viruses are not living things to begin with. They're mostly just proteins, right? So they're definitely something you want to target with a thing that can destroy them. Yeah, so I already picked up COCP right here. Still waiting for it to hit the 1.5 price target. I've already got a limit sell in for that on TD Ameritrade. Alzheimer's Neuro has been pretty big. ALZN, big news. Just got to be very careful if you're ever trying to buy ALZN, because it just falls instantly, right? So you can see that, right? Like overall, this is not a beautiful chart. It has its days where you might have picked it up just because you thought it was a good price to pick it up at, right? Maybe it was stable on that price and then boom, it just flies. But it does also have days where it falls. A safe buying price for this was around the $5 area, and the lowest it usually tends to go is usually around 450, right? So you want to keep it safe. If you don't buy it at, you know, too high of a price. This is actually still a pretty safe entry price if you're looking to get something to hold on for the long run, basically. ISPC also same kind of COVID news. So I was looking them up. Actually, they have, let me see real quick. So as you guys know, and some of you might be new if you're watching, like I have a bunch of Discord channels that I follow and I share their news here. I pay for most of their subscriptions as necessary, and then I go ahead and talk about what's happening and what they're calling out and stuff like that. So let's see, where was that? Yes. So ISPC, yeah, just more news on them. Also, keep in mind, by the way, the Robinhood IPO is today, and there is chatter that it's gonna quote unquote break the internet, right? So there might be like a massive buyout on that, and it might jump up like crazy and then fall, right? So be very careful on that. Do not get caught in what's happening. Someone just alerted cat, which definitely is way out of proportion right here. Holy shit. I've actually never really heard of the stock. Caterpillar, okay. I know about Caterpillar, the construction. I've seen their construction cars and all that stuff. Did not know they had a share. So today I'm going to be looking at a lot of the neuro stuff again, because remember, throughout this year, there's been some pretty big plays on the whole aspect of like Alzheimer's treatment and neurodegenerative disease treatment. And ANVS was one of our biggest successes actually. Way in the beginning, we picked it up at a very cheap price, shared it, and scalped it multiple times, and ultimately we're even able to get it off at $90, right? So that's a big jump it had earlier this year, as you can see that right here. After that, it's been on a downwards trend for the most part. You know, big fall today. So I'm looking at it because I might want to pick it up at this price, right? Like they might continue with more progress on their neurodegenerative disease treatment, and at any given moment they can come back up big time. Like this is a big drop, and you know that drops are basically buying opportunities. So if we look at ANVS real quick over here, for the new clinical and biomarker data that was presented on the 28th, right? And let me see what happened with that actually. Looks like their data wasn't that appealing. We already know about the efficacy on these topics, motor function and cognition, especially when it comes to Parkinson. It's nice that there was some improvement there, but the expected outcome is what we're looking at, and yeah, it doesn't look like it worked out that well for them, which may have actually been part of the reason that there was a massive drop in ANVS. But you know, that just tells me ANVS is looking ripe for the buying, right? Because once they hit those high prices, like we last sold it at 90, but it did keep going, right? It's actually been as high as almost 120, but look at it today, right? That's a pretty big fall. It just like died. So it's ready to be picked up. Definitely want to keep an eye on that. If it does well, if it does anything successful, you want to be a part of that. Unfortunately, they don't have options, so you definitely want to like pick up the stock itself, if anything. And the OV is still slightly going up nicely. AMD was crazy yesterday, right? Crazy yesterday. It literally had, in the morning, it had a tiny fall, just a tiny fall, like $1, and then it went from $90 all the way to people were speculating it would hit 100. Yeah, people were speculating it would definitely hit 100. But that was a huge growth right there, right? To almost 99, and then it's slightly on a downward trend. We definitely want to look at options for that. Rail was actually popular yesterday. A lot of people were talking about it. Let me see what someone just alerted. SPY. Yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on that. Just see how that's gonna go. See, I don't want this to come below this 127 either. I'm not sure why it's really going down, but if it does, I'll cancel my order and just sell it at at a small loss, nothing crazy. Practically break even right now, but I don't want to break even. I don't want to break even. I actually want to get this off and just sell it. Let me, yeah. VXRT is similarly not really doing all that, so maybe there's a chance that once the market opens they'll boom, but so far not looking all that nice. We'll see. We still have a good 20 minutes. The other thing I wanted to show you guys yesterday's market. So when the day ended yesterday, we were up on a couple things, and AMD of course was the highest, number one on volume from the trending stocks. Pfizer, because of the COVID variant, Delta variant, that's causing issues, and Pfizer gets to play in on that again. Remember when COVID first struck, all the different companies that can make vaccines started to skyrocket. That's kind of what's happening now, right? So this is round two. Now they get to try again and make it. Oh, apparently Kathy Woods bought a lot of Spotify yesterday, and it's up. Wow. Okay. $3. Yeah, I mean this Facebook also like had a crazy fall right after the market closed. Like it's so strange, right? Because you cannot trade stocks based off of their earnings. Because Facebook actually showed really good earnings. Apple showed great earnings, right? But look at them, right? Like Apple just flunked, right? This was such a crazy V over here because like this was a day where you could literally a 10-minute work day. You could just have a put option here if you somehow thought it was going to fall more because it was falling this entire time anyway, and then get a call and you'd be like banking off of it, right? But it's insane because it was at the verge of hitting 150, and then as it approached the day of its earnings call, it just started dying, and it's still dying. So I look forward to buying some call options on this as it finally decides to come back up. Same thing for Facebook. If it ever decides, maybe it will be today. Then I'll definitely try some of that. For CVS, I was looking at a chart someone shared. They're pretty confident on the fact that this is gonna come back up, and they're looking to buy some call options on this as well. As they go ahead and finally announce their entry prices and stuff, I'll gladly go ahead and share that on the Discord server, and everyone can join in as it happens. Let's see. Looks like Spotify might even go up a little more today. But how much are their options looking like? Yeah, this one is doable if I wanted to try it. It's a strong enough stock, but you can see like the overall correlation here looks like a pretty negative slope. Yeah, but it does look like it's on its way back up now, just like over here May 13th. So maybe I'll think about it. The 232 entry might do it. If I do, definitely gonna mention that. But let's see. So far it's at 227. ANVS, COCP, shaky but isn't dying. Let's see. I hope it doesn't die. NAOV still going about, yep, 261 now. Like I said, you want to do like a small entry on this and just get it off at a small sell price. Like this would be a good price target to sell it at right now. Wait for it to dip back down, buy it again. So you could definitely day trade that pretty easily. AMD, I hope it's looking to make another run towards 100 today. And I would definitely pick up some options on that as the market opens. All three of these, AMD, Facebook, Apple, they're going to be basically option plays based off of which way they're going and how far they're going. ALZN is kind of with ANVS, so they go together. They're both at a buying price now. They would be stocks I would want to grab and hold, just because when something like this happens, it's ready to be bought. It'll come back up when it does, but it's ready to be bought. AMC is kind of a joke lately. It's not really doing much, so can't really say too much about that one there. Let's see what people are doing. Topic that everyone's kind of talking about right now is mainly rail. Where'd I put that tab? Yeah, we've seen this go pretty far up. I remember trading this before as well, watching it approach 8. I don't know why it's not in my history here. A lot of things haven't been showing up. Like when I scroll down, you're supposed to be able to see things you bought and sold with this stock before, right? But I haven't been seeing them lately in a lot of the stocks. Not sure if it's like a glitch on their behalf or something. I want to get their level 2 data too. I really want to get their level 2 data. Just make it back to 150. It's not that hard. Let's see what people are calling out. Yeah, it's so I've got currently 4 different Discord servers that are like 100k or more members, and one that's under 100k members, but it was the first one I joined, so I'm just sticking with them. Good people, and looking at what they're calling out and stuff is pretty epic. And then I just like to talk about it here on this YouTube channel and just bring it out to everyone. So someone's talking right now about right here QCOM. Right, so they're saying that well, we saw QCOM amazing earnings with a nice, they're saying with a nice $5 gap up this morning. Area of interest is above 147.5. If it can break there, then 148.5 or 150 calls would be something to look for. Let me just open that up with the appropriate chart. This was the CVS chart. We'll come back to that. QCOM. Oh, so it's not that far. 147.5. Okay. Let's see if it breaks 147.5. If it does, then you're pretty confident it'll go on to 150. Similarly, they're also talking about AMD. AMD only interested if it breaks above 98. If it breaks 98, then it should continue on with a 1-hour bull flag all the way to a price target of 104.5. Very nice. Snow also 270.50 break, then you continue to in intervals of $2 each from 272 to 277. So like 272, 274, 276, and then ultimately 277. So the breaks are always in intervals of about $2 each. Same thing with Trade Desk, TTD. Good play. Watch it again. He's gonna signal when he enters. All right, cool. That sounds good to me. This Discord server, this guy's entries that he mentions are usually on point. I recently joined, so I haven't had any opportunity where I watched him make a call and it didn't work out. But I'm pretty new, so we'll see. With him, I personally would be on board with the AMD play because I got to see how powerful it is. Snow, not really interested. Trade Desk, I got to see. I've seen Trade Desk be pretty powerful. QCOM, not too sure either. Alright, so if we look at the images, let's see. I'm gonna keep these open for myself. So we got QCOM, we got TTD right here. Did an option play on this previously. They're pretty strong, pretty strong stock, and on an upward trend this month. So let's see. Want to see it break. Want to see it break 86.5. That high. If it can break that high, then you can see where it's gonna go up to. You want to grab that. Oh, he's already picking up some options right now. Interesting. Why? So he's announcing he wants to get the QCOM and the TTD calls for sure, expiring this week. And AMD calls also expiring this week. All right, let's see. Let's see. Oh, Boeing. Is Boeing still popping right now? Yeah. Wow. This is probably the only one I've seen so far that with earnings announcements actually went up. That shit is rare. Can't trade based off of earnings. That's what I've seen. So except for Boeing, if it goes over 234, you should do 235 calls expiring this week. But I personally am most interested in doing the AMD break. I really want to do AMD. That would be the epic stuff right there. So if we look at the AMD chart real quick, also that he shared. Put this with AMD right there. Yeah, so for AMD he said, what do we see? Above 98. Above 98 it can go to 104 with intervals of $2 each, which means you should be scalping it just in case it starts falling down at any point. Right. COCP still trying. I'm gonna close ANVS and AOZN because I'm gonna just make a note on them real quick. They've approached a better price that I would want to enter them at, which I'm very happy about. It's like, you know, when you sell a stock at 90 and it goes far below that price you sold it at, you're ready to buy it again. So let me just make a note of ANVS real quick. Drop to yeah, their share literally just dropped to half, right? It came from above 100 to below 50. So that's something I am more than interested in grabbing. Nice to see a green candle finally. Just do it. Just go all the way to 150. It's not that hard. Let me get that day trade in. Start off the day with a good move. And then hopefully make some more good moves. We've got 7 more minutes until the market opens up. And we can see how everything's moving. All the calls have been made. I've shared the calls here with you guys as well. All right, and oh, let me see. Printing profit. Day trade idea, ticker Zoom and ticker GS. All right, I'm just gonna copy paste the posts I'm seeing into my own day trade alerts on my Discord at everyone. All right, put that there. So this is like right now I just copy pasted that right there. So day trade Zoom, right, contract 730, basically expiring this week, 385 call, and the other one is for GS next week expiration, 380 call. If you want to try it out, let's see. And then what else do we have here? These are the other ones from my other page I follow. AMD on a downwards trend right now. Yeah, so QCOM call, TTD call, AMD call, Snow call. These are the ones we're watching for. But remember, you're only entering these if it makes it to the prices we mentioned just a while ago, right? So like if you're going to be listening to lectures and like not even lectures, like me talking about entries and calls to get and stuff like that, you definitely want to make sure you have like something to write on with you. So or whatever app you're using, whatever trading app you're using, making notes on that, because you want to be ready to enter only if it makes it to those prices, right? So it's on the server right now. Let me just revise that real quick. What price to enter on for these guys? So the entry prices, you want to enter AMD if it breaks 98, Snow if it breaks 270, TTD if it breaks 86, and QCOM if it breaks 147.5. AMD isn't breaking anything right now, but you know it's still pre-market. As soon as the market hits, this can have a huge fling up, massive morning boner, and just go back up to above 98. At which point that call would be even better to get as soon as the market opens. You know, with a simple stop loss, keep it fresh. You know, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You save yourself from losing too much at least. Something like this. You see how Apple just randomly just came back up like that. So as soon as the market opens, it's very likely AMD is going to pull something like that, and it would be a pretty epic moment right there. So we have 3 more minutes. Let me actually just share this call on StockTwits as well. I've been talking about my calls on StockTwits a lot, just to obviously grab more publicity, get more people to join in. Alright, so here we are. We have QCOM, TTD, AMD. And let me just put this here so I can see what I wanted to check out. Just the entry prices. Alright, so enter Snow over 270. That's a very critical thing. People don't understand that you don't want to buy that call if it didn't really break that entry price, because if it didn't break the entry price, then it's probably not going to go above that price we're looking for, and you're at that point, you know, the opposite mentality plays in, right? Like at that point you may actually be better off getting put options. All right, so share a link to the Discord real quick. There you go. So that's good. And actually what I'll do, we still have 1 more minute. I'm actually going to edit, not that one. Yeah, I'm going to edit the post on the server as well too. There you go. That's your entry bell from TD Ameritrade. Let's see what's COCP doing and what are the others doing, and then maybe I'll buy some stuff while we're still live. Let's see. Alright, so there's that AMD swing, as I was saying, right? And you can see it right away just coming back up. If you bought an option right there at that moment, you would already be up quite a bit. It still hasn't broken 98. It still has a chance to pop down. COCP still thinking. VXRT trying to come back up. NAOV is going hard. There you go. Looks like it'll easily break 3 now. So that's a pretty good one right there. CVS, QCOM. QCOM's about to, oh, QCOM's actually there now for that entry. On the TTD, you wouldn't do that call right now. You see, like, it didn't go to 86.5, so you wouldn't do the call. QCOM is ready for that call option, but let's see how those prices look like. Yeah, QCOM and Snow are both looking great for those entry prices. Let me look at Snow as well. Actually, that's the wrong one. Let me right here. I've had my phone with AMC. Yeah, Snow is going like crazy as well. So you can already see, like, yeah, this is also ready for that. So all of these are like options you can do depending on where your faith is, what you feel like doing. So QCOM is looking good for an option call, still going, and you would basically call that like a 10 minute work day, if anything. And it happens so quickly, as you can see. So the calls that we just like talked about, right, they worked. You see AMD has made it. You see this massive like morning wood thing I was talking about just a while ago? That's what this is, right? AMD is strong, very strong. Alright, so I'm not buying any AOV or Rail. Sad to see Rail coming down after all that hype. Definitely want to keep COCP open since I'm in it. Looks like it's about to make it to 1.5, so that'd be cool. My sell might actually go through. Now, as far as these entries, let's take a look. Wow, that's a big jump. So basically you had to buy the order before market opened, and then it would fill as soon as market opened, and then it would jump up. You know, and right now, since I'm new to the page, new to some of these Discord servers, it's really just fun to see what's happening, get a good understanding of what's happening, see them doing their thing. Apple also with the morning wood right there, jumped up. Now looking at the way the calls were, so I like to see the first call fulfilling and then the next level coming in. So like if the first one worked out, then chances are higher the second one will work out, right? So that's kind of what I'm working on right there. And mainly just watching. I'm just watching, you know, because I'm good. Liquid is fine. Keep your cash in your hand. Stay happy. But I'm watching to see how much more faith I can have in some of these people that are making these calls, because the better they do, the more faith I can have the next time they have a call. It doesn't mean that the next time they have a call it'll definitely succeed, but I can definitely have more faith the next time they have a call. Alright, so we got the QCOM call right there, because QCOM's looking really strong. We'll keep that. That should already be up a little bit. Yep. I'm just picking up one just to test it out. You know, it's like the big jump already happened, so I don't want to get stuck with it. Actually, I might just want to sell it right here too. Yeah, that's a pretty simple day trade right there. It's a $6 gain, nothing crazy. I only got one contract anyway. But whenever it makes it back to 1.2, it'll go. Let's see, AMD about to hit 100. Look at that, crazy. That's what's up. Apple also looking like it's recovering back to where it was. Snow was, we wanted to break a 270 and then it was supposed to keep going to 275, which it very well looks like it's doing. It broke the 270, broke 272. Next is 274.5. And so far so good. Oh really? Look at that. Come on, QCOM, don't fuck around. Don't fuck around. Go back up there. Which is why it's always nice to just do one, because I already missed it, right? Like you were supposed to get it right down there, which would be the beauty of it. And I know it'll come back up, that's not a problem. And I'm pretty sure I will get to sell this at the 1.20 that I've already submitted, because it did look really strong. But yeah, anything can happen. Once you miss this first part, it can be difficult sometimes, so you want to be very careful with that. Like Snow is still going, and AMD is still going. So all in all, the option calls that were shared were pretty much 100%. Like it said, don't buy TDD, right? It's basically it said to buy TTD trade desk only if it broke 86.15, and it didn't, so we didn't get it, right? And then with QCOM, Snow, and AMD, if you had it ready to buy as soon as it hit some of those price targets, it printed big time. So those went up just as predicted based off of the price targets that they were supposed to pop through. So that worked out. I'm going to continue having an eye on AMD. I'm pretty confident it'll break 100. Whether or not it'll break it today is a different story, but it'll break 100. If we look at our top stocks right now, so I should have loaded by now. Let's see. Trending stocks for today. So we still have AMD on the top, 9 million volume. Right, Cleveland Cliffs, AT&T is up here, and this changes. Obviously, this is very dynamic, so it changes throughout the day. We've got Zoom over here as well. Yeah, so let's see. I'm going to continue sharing what everyone's talking about. Going to keep posting it on the Discord. Going to try to focus more and do my trades now, and then good luck to all of you. Let's see what we can get today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.